This is the last time in my life that I don't own a Cadillac with night vision. So the crazy guys at General Motors in the late 90s decided to team up with Raytheon, which is like one of the world's largest defense contractor. They make stuff for aerospace and for military defense operations. They partnered up with Raytheon to design an infrared night vision system on the heads-up display.
I just need you to place yourself in front of a heat-sensing night vision camera.
Oh, there we go. And here we are. I have been looking for one of these cars for about 3 years. They're very rare. It's a 2000 Cadillac DTS. And the way you can tell if it has night vision is this guy right here. It almost from far away looks like a broken Cadillac grille with no emblem. And I've trained even my kids and stuff that when they see me looking online and they're like, what's up with the grille? Just go to the grille picture, because they know what to look for now too. So here she is. This is an infrared camera in the DTS grille. And I cannot believe how hard it is to find one of these cars. I finally found one. It's in Indianapolis, so we're like 4 hours away from my house in Chicago. Let's check it out. Here she is, guys. The very well known, not for the best reasons in the world, Northstar 32 valve, 4.6 liter V8. But the big question mark here is, does this have the bad head gasket? Oh yeah, this is definitely coolant. Not good. Here we go, here we go. We gotta figure this out in this video, and the plan is to get this thing to run again. Oh, yes. This is where I want to be. Oh, it's so clean, guys. It's like sitting on a cloud. This is so comfortable. It's got a little power. I see a security light, but this thing has been sitting here for about 5 years. But it is a one owner. It was owned by an elderly couple. This could be a really good deal. 9, 10. $4,200. That is what we agreed upon. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace and was lucky enough to speak to the gentleman who's handling the sale. And we came to, I think, a very fair number. So $4,200, clean title, 64,000 miles, a lot of unknowns, but overall, this is the perfect spec that I've been looking for literally years. My kids are gonna freak out when they see this. Deal is made. Let's see if we can get this into neutral. Yeah, just barely hanging on here. Okay, so we are in neutral. We're good. We're all hooked up to the winch. I'm driving my Caddy. This is so cool. Let me tell you, the winch with the remote control is awesome. All right, DTS is on the trailer. So this car was bought in the year 2000 and it's been only in this garage. Oh yeah, that's not good. It is very wet under here. I don't know if I'm more afraid for coolant or if it's leaking engine oil, because these things have a bed plate design engine where there's a lower portion. You have to remove the main studs for the crank and all sorts of stuff. It's a big engine out job. Everything is a big job on these Northstars. Even the starter is underneath the intake manifold. It was kind of like one big factory defect, sort of. Good job, GM. There we go. It's supercharged van time, but this looks super sketchy. I thought Chicago was bad, but they didn't plow at all. Like, here's the street, and then it's just like an inch of ice all the way up that hill. And, I mean, look at this. This is horrible. This is a little better. I think we can go this way. Here we go, people. Here we go. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. I had to turn the traction control off because it just kept on kicking on. But oh my gosh, we are drifting down this road with a DTS on the trailer, and there's someone coming. Good luck, Blue Hyundai. That's all I gotta say. Good luck, buddy. He made it. He made it. ABS going nuts. This sounds great. I love this van. It's so silly. Oh. I'm getting gas in the van and I'm checking out the DTS on the trailer. If you can look past all of the spider webs and spider eggs, get out of here. Look at how beautiful the underneath is. No way, it's spotless. You can eat off the floors. What? Oh my gosh, they never drove this in any kind of weather whatsoever. The exhaust is perfect. I cannot wait to get this up in the air. Look at that beautiful DTS in the mirror. Oh, that is a nice looking car, guys. Oh man, am I excited. And one of my favorite TV people ever, Tim Allen, had a 2000 DTS just like this one in a dark silver color, and he modified it. It is Tim Allen after all, with like ported heads, and it's lowered on wheels with big Brembo brakes. And
I always thought that thing was so cool, and he had the night vision, of course. So Tim Allen, if you're watching, let us know. Drop us a comment down below. I got a DTS. We're like brothers. We made it back to LegitStreetCars with the DTS. I can't open the driver door, so I gotta go in the back door, and then I gotta get it out of park. And I'm taking my shoes off because it's just too nice in here. I can't get this all messed up with my boots. I did it. I love this car. It's so comfy. We got the DTS in the shop. We got to get it up on the rack and get this thing to start. And then, well, unfortunately, do a head gasket leak test. It's got me worried. Oh, I love you, night vision. First time going up in the DeVille. This is a big moment. And I'm so curious to see what this thing looks like on the rack. I mean, it looks so good underneath already. Oh man, is this gonna be like the nicest old car I've ever bought? Here we go, people, here we go. That's coolant, that's crusty coolant. That's definitely not what you wanna see on the bottom of your Northstar that you just bought. And there's what looks to be engine oil all over the place. So outside of the head gasket issue, another big issue is, you see that bolt there? There's a bunch of perimeter bolts because you can see kind of one right there. This isn't the only oil pan, so to speak. Okay, it is the only oil pan, but basically the block has another section above it, and there is an oil manifold there that basically distributes oil, you know, around the engine, and it is a part that can be removed. And because of that, it is a part that can leak, and you basically have to like split the engine in half to get to it. So yeah, that is a big, big job. But we definitely have valve covers that are leaking. So I would start there. It could just be dripping down and then, you know, making this look really, really, really bad. It's definitely what I hope. Although, yeah, this has got to be power steering fluid though. That's red, that's nasty looking. Okay, let's just forget about that. Let's look at the good stuff. And that is just how clean this car is. I mean, look at the exhaust. Like, this shield would have been rotted out if this was driven in the salt. This exhaust is 100% original. Look at the lines. Are you kidding me? This is beautiful. It has pink rivets. I don't know if that's factory, but if it is, that's neat. Parking brake cable, perfect. Just, oh my gosh. Here's our fuel filter. We could probably replace that very easily. And the subframe, I mean, there's nothing. This thing is spotless. Oh, wait a minute, what's that? Ah, look at the air shocks. That's really bad. Whew. I mean, there's stuff growing on these air shocks. Definitely needs new ones. The eccentric alignment bolts there, perfect. The exhaust, everything is just in excellent condition. Look at this crash bar, never been crashed into. She's a beauty, guys. She's a beauty. We got to get this thing to run. So what I want to do next is get to the fuel system. So I don't believe we dropped the tank. I think we can gain access to the fuel pump from the trunk. Look at this massive trunk, by the way. This is insane. So I'm about to pull out the liner. I think this is just something they added, which is sweet to protect, you know, the actual Cadillac liner. But I did hook up a battery charger under the hood. There's some jumping terminals there, and I just want to see stuff light up, mostly the night vision thing. Here we go. I don't know if I heard the fuel pump, but okay, we got a little over half tank. 64,000 miles, trunk open, that works. Other than that, it's pretty basic in here. I mean, this is just what it looked like at this time. Do we have a CD? No CD. Buttons are in excellent condition. You guys know I always look at this when the white is all worn out and this looks all nasty. I just assumed the car wasn't as maintained. Oh, what is that? Ooh, suspension light? Service suspension system. Okay. I mean, with the look of those shocks in the back, I would agree. We got to service that. We got a battery voltage getting low. It's freaking out. Here's the night vision. Unfortunately, even if the battery wasn't freaking out right now, we'd need it to be much darker in here. So whatever, let's just get this thing running, and we are definitely checking the night vision. It's just gotta be nighttime. All right, we gotta take this trunk apart. Oh, wait a minute, there's something that says push though. We gotta push it. Oh, it's for the pass-through. That is so cool. I love you, Cadillac. Oh, and then if you lock, you know, 4 people accidentally in the back of the trunk here because you're Tony Soprano, they can escape. But you know, Soprano cut those for sure. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna get to work. I swear, I keep on discovering stuff. New battery, 11/29/2017. They put a sticker here. Okay. All right. Anyway, we got to get to this fuel pump. I just want to look at the fuel, and we'll see if the pump's working and stuff like that. And if the fuel's not too bad and the pump is working, we'll go do our normal thing here with the engine and then fire it up. I think we're gonna be okay. This spare has never been used. It still has the little stubbies there on the tire. Oh yeah, it's mint. Mint. It's squishy though. We definitely need to top this thing off. All right, here we go. Ooh, I see an access panel and more mintness. Oh, did they pearl white the inside? Oh, Look at that in the trunk, pearl white. That is so cool. I gotta get in this trunk, and it's actually not difficult at all. This trunk is massive. And we got a little cover here. I need a little guy to get in here. Look at this. That is the subwoofer. This has the Bose stereo, and it says woofer right there. That is big. Is that like a 10-inch sub from the factory? Oh, I can't wait to hear the stereo. Come on now. Oh, I'm breaking the factory seal. Oh yeah. There she is. This has never been touched. I cleaned this up a bit. You don't want any dust or anything getting in your fuel tank. Let's get some fuel lines off. Anything coming out of here yet? Nope. Little fuel there. That's good. Doesn't smell that bad, actually. Dumb question, but in Indiana, are there some gas stations without any ethanol in their fuel? Because this fuel's got to be like, about 5 years old, according to the guy. But if it didn't have ethanol, it could still be fresh. Still could work well. But it's Indiana. They should have like the most ethanol ever. So I don't know. Indiana people, y'all got any fuel with no ethanol? Okay, we got to spin. Little tight quarters here, but we got it. Start locking. Here she is. There we are. I got a rag in here. I don't want to get any gas in my Cadillac. Here we are. There's the strainer. Oh yeah, it's definitely a half tank, that's for sure. Okay, it's time to get out of here. Stay with me. All right. All right. We got our fuel send unit out, and we didn't have to drop a gas tank. It's kind of weird. I've been dropping lots of gas tanks lately. Even though this fuel pump is probably okay right now, it is 25 years old, so I went ahead and bought a new one, a Delphi unit, a good quality, complete fuel send unit with a new pump inside, because I really like this car and I want to keep it, and I don't want to get stranded. 25-year-old GM fuel pump, it's probably going to go at some point. Now, here's what stinks. They give you a new pigtail connector here, because this is a new style and this is an old style, but I want to see if I can actually swap these, because I don't want to cut into the wiring on my Cadillac, and I don't think this is an upgrade. I think it was something to do with mass production where they just went to a new connector. I got this connector out of the way. I think we just have to squeeze this. Will this come out? Yes. Okay, so if we can salvage this and put it on the new one, that'd be great. It's actually kind of a pain to get to the wiring in there too. I just want to avoid it altogether. This connector is exactly the same on the bottom. So we'll take out the safety, unplug that. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. Okay, is it the same? Yeah, it's gonna be the same. I'm gonna steal this O-ring though. Although this will fit in our new sending unit, the connector is a little bit different, no big deal. We're gonna depin this one. This is just for the level sensor. So this guy right here, come with me, come on now. And this one here. And now we're just gonna stick these pins in the old connector. There we go. All of our connectors are back. There we go. All right, so that's fixed. Now we can go ahead and plug in the fuel pump again. All right. Sweet. I stole the O-ring off the new one. It should clip right in, like that. Plug this in. Bam, cool. All right, so that's how you don't cut up your car to add this. And the problem here, it's not even the cutting. There's like this much wire that shows, and then they want you to butt connect this in. It's just a mess, a lot of work for really no reason. When we could do this, now we have a new level sensor, new pump, new everything. We're good. Give us a new float. Bam. All right. We're ready to go. Before we go back together, we're pouring the PI right into the tank. I don't think we need to drain out this fuel. Honestly, it smells fine. There we go. But this will clean out the injectors and the valves and everything. So we have a new O-ring. It's gonna go on right here. This is what I'm talking about, the wiring. There's like no room. You gotta try and pull it all the way from down there. It's a pain in the butt. I did this in my father-in-law's 99 Regal GS, and just doing that wiring mod was, I don't know. I mean, I don't say it's like impossible or anything. It's just, I'd rather not do it, that's all. Float first. Sending unit. Oh, she's filling up. Yes, she is. Go back together with your ring. Okay. Hammer time, hammer time. All right, snap in our fuel lines, plug in our electrical connectors. We're getting there. We're getting there. I want to peek inside of this engine, see what's going on in there, and then we'll turn it over by hand and then see if she fires. Let's get our Northstar Caddy cover off. There is the actual intake manifold, our fuel injector connectors, and now we can see a little bit more of the valve cover too. Got some really nice padding under here. It's a luxury car. And I have a pickup, in the shop. Might as well use it as like a parts counter. Hang on, I'm gonna get carried away with cleaning like this. And of course, I am using Release, the best all-surface cleaner ever. Oh, that looks so good. I mean, we're under the hood where no one's gonna see, but I don't care. We'll see it. Oh, yes. Oh yeah, it's perfect. We went from this to this. Now, Release isn't just amazing at cleaning the white pearl paint on your Cadillac. You can also use this on your RV, your boat, your aircraft, motorcycle, and much more. And some of my favorite uses for Release are at home. So if you have ketchup on your kitchen cabinets, this will clean this right up. And one of my favorites, this is an amazing stainless steel cleaner. So say goodbye to those annoying fingerprints all over your appliances. And take a look at how well it cleaned my nasty stainless steel grill outside. This pumper that they sell is amazing. I use this to clean my floor. Watch this. Woo! Yeah, you can eat off of it. Look at that. Perfect. This is nasty grime I've been stepping in during this whole project. To that with a little Release. Okay, I could go on and on forever, but this stuff works so well on car interiors. Look at the tan leather seat in my turbo Trans Am. A little bit of Release and it is like brand new. This stuff is gentle yet effective on every surface. It's also made right in Wisconsin and it's very affordable. If you guys buy the 1 gallon concentrate, you can make about 80 32-ounce bottles for only around $1 each. Now, Release is an amazing sponsor of mine and they are offering you guys a coupon code. It is legit for 10% off any item from Release. So I'll drop that special link down below. Take advantage of the deal. You guys are gonna love this stuff. Now back to the DTS. All right, I removed a bunch of push clips here so we'll have more room. This is nice. Belt diagrams. Whoa, take a look at the foam that they use here to seal up the radiator. Nice job, Caddy. That is sweet. Bosch headlights, some kind of certificate sticker. And look at the condenser, just in excellent condition. It is huge. Look at how big this thing is. That completely untouched. Wow, we have a really big radiator hose here getting in our way. We're gonna hold this hose right here for now. We have some bolts for this cover. Yeah, this is one of those cars that's so nice, like I don't even want to scratch up the core support with my tool. All right, what do we got? Oh, wow, is this one big coil, like V12 style, Mercedes? All right, let's unplug it. Oh, here we go. I have never worked on a Northstar before. What is going on? This is a big coil pack, it's heavy. Jeez, seriously? These are the coils? Like, you can't get any of these separate. This is one big chunk. And I haven't heard of any like really bad problems with the coils on these things. So if that's the case, then Mercedes on their V12s really needed to learn something because they use one gigantic coil pack on each bank and they went bad all the time. And they're like $1,000 each. God, I wonder how much this is. I don't know. I gotta think about that right now. Let's get some plugs out. These are the spark plug wires right here. Look at that. Okay. That was a little hard. There we go. It's easy now. I wonder if these are original. What do we got? You know they're gonna be AC Delco, right? Or Denso, whatever, factory style plug. All right, let's take our first look inside of our Northstar engine. Okay, there's a piston. There's a cylinder wall. Let's look around. You know, whatever, little normal carbon buildup. Yeah, that's probably from us pulling that spark plug right now. The tube seals for the valve cover definitely leaking there, so that's normal. But man, hold on, go back. Cross-hatching's amazing. This engine looks fantastic so far. We got lucky with the piston being all the way down. That's sweet. Oh man, how's it looking there? Yeah, it looks pretty. All right, let's get, we gotta look in here. We gotta look at our engine. Let's get this valve cover off. We have this metal cover we need to remove. And I think we're gonna tackle this coolant leak while we're in here because this has to come off and the thermostat housing too. Wow, it's a nice piece right here. And then we have a belt. All right, the Northstar awesomeness starts right here. So we have what looks to be a camshaft that runs the water pump down there. Look at this baby little tensioner here. Okay, so yeah, we have a tensioner. That's the spring. Then this is the pulley driven off the cam. And then down somewhere in there is the water pump pulley. Crazy. Swivel sockets have definitely entered the chat. There is not a lot of room in there. Jeez. Okay, I got it. Look at these valve cover bolts. These are beefy. We gotta get that huge radiator hose out of the way to get the valve cover out. We have to drain our coolant anyway because we gotta fix the coolant leak. Here's the drain. Yeah, thanks engineers. They put this right there just to block our flow. Jeez. I was gonna unclip this harness, but I mean, there's nothing you can do. It's just, all right, we're just gonna pull this. Yeah, we're just gonna pull and walk away. Oh, GM, did you put this harness there on purpose to like soften the blow of the coolant coming out? I don't know. Looks really good though. We're gonna swap it all out though. This deck's cool. When that stuff gets old, it gets nasty. With all the coolant drained, I removed the clamp here so we can pull this hose out of the way. Yes. Man, this has got to be one of the biggest coolant hoses I've ever seen. Goes all the way there. It looks like to get this valve cover off, we have to remove this tensioner for the belt. See? It's basically covering up that bolt and the valve cover. Hopefully this isn't a big deal. Maybe it's just these two 10s. times 1. It's definitely overlapping work since we have to take this apart anyway. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. That's easy. Sweet. I have all the valve cover bolts off. I think I have to take this pulley off. It's a T40. Oh, that was really loose. That was super loose. I had like 1 foot-pound. That's crazy. Is this plastic? Is this a plastic bolt? Like this is nuts. Oh yeah, this is plastic. My pen light's magnetic. This is plastic. Weird. Okay. Yeah, we have to pull this off, unfortunately. So I have my power steering pump puller. Let's just pray we don't break anything. Doesn't feel good so far, that's for sure. Oh, there we go. I'd like to say this is kind of ridiculous to get a valve cover off. Overall, so far, this thing is really hard to work on. I mean, I knew that going in. It's a Northstar. It's not only like, does it have a lot of issues and is unreliable, but it's difficult to work on too. It's like the double whammy. So, I don't know, whatever. I still like it. I haven't even driven the thing yet. It's almost there. Come on. Ow. Ow. Man, the thing is on there. Okay, there we go. Ah, sweet. So our plastic bolt is just for show. There's no need for that thing at all. All right, now we have to take out little screws. You're probably gonna lose. Oh, come here. Come here. I got you. What's that one insurance commercial where they get the fishing thing?
I got you $1.
I don't know. You know, the dollar is hanging.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Man, they went with the red Loctite. Caddy's not messing around. I mean, I'm assuming we gotta pry this off now. Oh, yes. Yes, I got it. What are you? Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, there's a seal in here. Another point of failure. Anything else, Northstar, that can fail? Anything else? Okay, lift it up here and slide it this way. There we go. Easy. Yay. Wow, is that clean? Nice. Look at this, guys. This is mint. Mint. Wait a minute. Man, this is missing an A. If there was an A, it'd be A-L-E-X. Forget the H. It's an Alex cam. Oh, almost. I'm putting an A on that thing. We have the opportunity to look deep into this Northstar engine. All right, timing chains going on. We got guides. They look absolutely mint. Let's see if we take a turn. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is beautiful, guys. They definitely changed their oil. I like it. I like it. And although the Northstar has a ton of problems, timing chains and guides, not a problem at all. You never hear about that stuff. People do the head gaskets and they don't even mess around with the timing. It's so crazy that some engines have timing problems like every 70,000 miles, even to today, like in 2025, you have modern engines with issues like that. But this Northstar, which is bad at like a lot, it's not bad at that. All right, this valve cover in the back, like wasn't as bad because it doesn't have that whole pulley situation going on there, but it's just tight quarters. I was able to get to the bolts pretty easily though. There we go, get out. You know what stinks about really difficult valve covers is not just getting them out, but someone's gotta put this back in with a new gasket that you can't mess up. Right now, I'm just like, whatever. I can't do that on the way in, you know? Future Alex is gonna be upset. Got it. Sweet. All right, everything looking pretty awesome there. This exhaust, man, does that look tough to work on. Also, the rear valve cover is black. The front one is silver. That's kind of like when they do the brick facade on the face of the house and then it's siding on the side. You can't really see that valve cover there, so they saved a little bit of money. Could have put it towards, you know, the threads in the block, which is the whole problem with the head gasket not sealing issue on the Northstar. So it's not actually the head gasket, it's not actually the bolts, it's the threads in the block. So they actually loosen up. They kind of strip when they're originally torqued. And especially on Northstars that have been kind of driven harder, these will start to loosen up, the threads in the block. Like, so the bolt loosens up and it backs its way out a little bit, and that causes the separation of the head, and then the gasket doesn't seal anymore. So something I want to do right now, it's a little risky, is I want to just kind of get a socket in here and just feel if any of them are loose. So basically they pull the threads out of the block so the bolt, you know, comes out and it becomes loose. This isn't super confirmed, but just some like anecdotal threads on the internet type of evidence. People say the ones that are more beat on have more issues with this. And this was an old lady car, so it probably was never past like quarter throttle. So I'm gonna say it's okay. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna have any issues here, but we got all the plugs out. And let's just turn this over. The cylinders look great, yeah. Oh yeah. This turns beautifully. This definitely isn't one of those, you know, been sitting outside for 20 years, cylinders are rusted, all that stuff. I wasn't expecting any issues there. So anyway, our engine spins. It looks great inside. Well, let's keep going. I want to fire this thing up. You know what? While I have the valve covers off, we're going to take care of a power steering fluid leak. It is really bad. We have seepage from this pressure line here, that return line. And if you look at this from the top, this is the pressure line. You can see here the hose is all wet. And right at the crimp, it's building up. So both of these lines need to go. You can totally do these with the valve covers on, but there's just a little bit more room to do it with that one off. So let's just do it. This one up top is nice and easy. I sucked out all the power steering fluid in there too, so we make it less of a mess. There we are. And there's an O-ring there, it's good to replace. And here is the return. Okay, cool. Down below, we're gonna disconnect these lines here at the rack. These should have O-rings too, so they're not super tight. This is gonna take a while. Okay, we can go the rest of the way. With our fingers, it's nice about a car that's not corroded. This is all clean. Line wrench on the other one. And it's easy too. Man, this looks like a pain in the butt. Okay, this looks like a nightmare, honestly, to get out of here. Pull this guy down a little. I ended up loosening up the sway bar so the end links are still connected, and that gave me a ton of room, and now this guy wiggles right out. So it takes a couple of seconds to do, and it makes a huge difference. So this is the pressure line, and I think this is primarily where it was leaking at this union here. Here is the return line. I mean, these lines are nuts, guys. I mean, this snakes around the whole transmission, goes around the subframe here. So we got it all loose. It's just a matter of, you know, the old finagling. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Northstar, what in the world? Oh my gosh, pain in the butt. How am I gonna get the new one in? Oh my gosh. I feel bad for the guy who's got to put the new one in. Where's the new one? I'm going right back together with this new one before I forget what in the world I did. Kind of already forgot what I did, but I think I went through this way. And this goes up or something. And it's on the inside of that line, on top of the other line, and I'm stuck. Okay, kind of got that going in. Sweet. Yes, 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 yes. This kind of went over this way, I think. Ah. Yes. All right, that one is basically set in. Let's get the pressure one. High pressure in the house. We're going to the house right now. It's traveling to its home. Somewhere up yonder in Northstarville. And this went underneath here. This went over the sway bar. We have our new O-rings in, so I'm just tightening up these lines. Long wrench really helps here. Up top, we have our new seal on our line, so that's going right here. This is like the longest nut ever. Weird. New clamp for the return hose going on. Sweet. Before we go back together with the valve covers to start this thing, I want to fix the coolant leak, or at least try to fix this coolant leak. There's a seal right here that I believe is leaking, so we're going to start there. And I'm just going to clean this up as best as I can for now before we disassemble. This has probably been leaking literally for years. Well, let's get this upper part of the airbox out. And here is the engine computer. We have a pretty cool looking horn here for the intake, but everything in here is designed for sound, the removal of sound. They want it to be super, super quiet. So you can see in here as well, they have baffling. It's kind of cool that the engine computer is being cooled by intake air. You know what, this will give us even more room if we swing this out of the way like that. There we go, stay. Pretty easy just to remove this whole entire thing. Little cold air induction. Might have to pop this headlight out though to get maximum air. Race DTS. Oh man, this gives us a ton of room. Look at that, sweet. All right, there are 4 10 millimeters for this guy. I got 2 on the bottom. Woo, oh yeah. Even when you drain it, you haven't drained it. What do we got? Yeah, oh, this seal is flat as a pancake. That's our leak for sure, look at that. You can see all the corrosion around there, all that stuff kind of leaking out over time. We're gonna replace you, buddy, don't worry. Here's our water pump, and let's see. Oh, this is really bad. Look at all that play. Oh, wow. That's a great while you're in there. So I already got the water pump because I was gonna replace it anyway. Look at this cute little guy. It's so cool and small. And there's a special tool for it, of course, because it's a Northstar. All right, we gotta get these hoses out of the way so we can remove this piece because it's in our way. Break the seal. Whew, should probably do a thermostat. All right, gonna break a seal with a pick. It's been 25 years, so this thing is on there. Ah. All right, sweet, we got it. Wow, this thing is just flat. Look at that. How is that sealing at all? Should be more like that. Here's a special tool I had to buy for the Northstar water pump. It was $30, so I'll keep that in my toolbox, you know, for all the other Northstars I work on. Does anyone else have a drawer of specialty tools that you're never gonna use? This is definitely going in that one. All right, so we have this tool on a breaker bar. This is held in by 74 foot-pounds, so we'll see what happens here. Clicks in, all right, and we actually have to go to the right to release this. I get it? Oh, I got it. Cool. Wow, that's it. Okay. Okay, here's our old water pump. So it's just like a fuel sending unit. It has these tabs on here, so it's not actually threaded, but this thing was definitely leaking. Oh yeah, she's loose. That's bad. Cool. There's a seal inside of here too. You can see all the crustiness coming out the other way. So let's get this one out. Oh, and she's gone. Literally gone. Can't find it. Oh, there it is. In the coolant. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and clean up in here. Drill with these little circle wire wheels make this really nice and easy. Ooh, looking shiny. Here's our new water pump O-ring, and I had to open up the top of my Mercedes-Benz sunroof grease. It is getting extremely low. The world doesn't know yet what happens when my Mercedes-Benz sunroof grease runs out. Like, it's kind of like one of those Y2K situations where just get prepared for the worst. So the sunroof grease, or you can use Vaseline or whatever, it's just there to hold the seal in and so that it slides onto the water pump easily. We don't want it to fall out. There we go. Perfect. See this little yellow dot? That has to go in at the 7 o'clock position. And all of our surfaces are all cleaned up as well. And here we go. Cutest little water pump ever going in. Yay. Not exactly sure why there's a torque value on here, but it's 74 foot-pounds, so we're gonna go for it. And we have to go to the left. All right, I felt it click in. That should be it, but yeah, that's it. Weird. Okay, I don't know. It's Northstar. It's my excuse for everything now. Probably should have done this when I had the water pump out, but you can still slide these belts out. There we go. It's an original GM. It's in great shape. We're going with a made in Japan belt though. Oh my God, totally should have done this with the water pump out. Okay, no biggie. There we go. Belt's in as much as we need it to be for now. Let's pull this old seal out. Oh yeah, it's just coming apart. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and replace this thermostat. It should be here in about a half hour, which is roughly the amount of time it'll take me to get this rear valve cover back on. This one's a total pain in the butt, but I have our new valve cover gasket and the tube seals as well. Now we just need to, put it this way in here, in this depth. Wow, there's not a lot of room. Well, this is great. Look at this. They give you clips, so this whole thing just clips in. Could you imagine if this had one of those floppy ones? It'd be horrible. Thank you, GM. All right, we'll try it this way here. Like that. It's this part that gets hung up on everything. Watch, it just slides right in. And like, I was just being an idiot the last time. No, see? Look, it hits like the firewall. Oh, yeah, good. That's it. Go to your home. Oh, yes. Oh. I think I did it. We have half the engine harness under the valve cover, but we're almost there. Oh, come on. Okay, yes. Get out of here, harness. Yeah! Ha-ha! I win, Northstar. Actually, we haven't checked for combustion gases yet in the cooling system, so this could have a blown head gasket, so it might win in the end, but I won with this. Yes, she's on. Still waiting on that thermostat, so I might as well just get this valve cover on as well. And we gotta remember it's gotta go this way and then this way. Stay. Plop. This, the passenger side valve cover, I guess. Like if you flip the engine around this way, it would be over here. I'm gonna call it the passenger, the front. This is like now harder than the back one, which is supposed to be the hardest one because I can't get it over the cam. There we go. I gotta lift the front. I think that's the ticket there. Are there any Northstar techs like still out there where like you primarily just work on Northstars? I'd imagine a bunch of GM techs from back in the day, but you guys, oh man, hopefully you're retired by now. This thing's old. Yeah. Yes. The final plop down. That's what we call it in the field here. This is the field, by the way. We're in the field. All right. Go around, tighten this guy. Bottom ones are a nightmare. So just imagine your worst nightmare. That's what the bottom ones are. Lots of swivels. I'm gonna end up rebuilding this entire car before this thermostat gets here, but it's time for spark plugs. We gotta keep going, thread them in by hand. You gotta stay efficient. It's the dealership technician mindset of mine. I was on flat rate for like 10 years, so you don't get paid anything unless you work and you work quickly. So if you guys ever buy one of those like power steering or fuel flushes or something like that at the dealership, and you hook up a machine usually for those and it runs and for about a half hour, 45 minutes. Pays like an hour and a half though, usually. And while you're doing that, oh, let me tell you, it's like double time. You're just going around seeing how much you can get done while that machine runs for you. Not saying it's right, guys. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you the truth. It's the dealership. Flat rate. All right, spark plug's going in. Okay, so this spark plug is now bottomed out. About an 1/8 turn. That's all you need. Click. With the valve cover gasket kit comes a new seal here. And you can see it's already pre-greased and everything. It's very nice. Slide that guy right on. These things are tiny. I couldn't imagine the torque is very much of anything. Oh, and now I'm going the wrong way. So I'll just do quarter drive on them. Little baby. Baby clicks, mouse clicks. Click. All right, it's coil time. I gotta spray this down, make it look good. I cleaned up the valve cover, only this one. This one's black and buried, so whatever. Oh yeah, this is great. This is such a nice coil. I mean, gosh, how much is this thing? And you know the aftermarket one's not gonna give you like a silver one up here and a black one in the back. I would paint it. Swear, I'd paint it. All right, we have our ignition wires, I guess you would call these. Little dielectric grease, and we'll pop these in before our beautiful coil. All right, here we go. Oh, is that satisfying? Back home, buddy. All 8 coil bolts are in, snap back in, and look what just came in, our new thermostat. It's just 2 10s. There we go. Center of grease, and she's going right back in. That's back in, nice. All right, ready to go back on. We have our new seal on, much better. It is protruding out, ready to seal all the coolant, all of it, because these head bolts are fine, right? It's actually not the head bolts, it's the block. It's the block that's the problem. It's crazy. 8 bolts to hold a coil on, but they can't figure out how to hold a head on. All right, let's slide this thing in. I don't want to forget our hose clamps. I did replace this hose here. Just looked kind of old. Nice. Nice. All right, both of these tops were studs. So we got one there, one right here. Be here all night, people. Be here all night. Don't mind me. I'm just cleaning an area of the car that no one will see. But oh man, this is gonna look good. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Oh, tell me you wouldn't do that too. Come on. Tell me in the comments. You would have cleaned that. Look at that beautiful pearl paint. Now this is matte because I don't clear coat, you know, the engine bay, but that looks great. I'm gonna clean this whole area. Yeah, that's looking much, much better. I'm probably gonna eventually go nuts over here too, but yeah, we're getting there. I think it's pulley time. We're going back together with our water pump pulley off the cam here. In the same kit as the remover, they give you an installation tool, which is basically this puck right here and a long threaded bolt. And we're just pushing it on in. So this is threaded into the cam. You gotta work smarter, not harder. Rationing wrench for the win. Get this thing right on. There we go. Right when it bottoms out, you're good. With this on all the way, we can go ahead with our plastic bolt here that really all this does is protect the threads inside of the cam. So we don't even really need to tighten it. We could just give it some Alex thumb clicks. Click. There we go. We have our belt on the water pump and over this pulley here. Now we can slide in this tensioner. And I think I'm just gonna get the belt on the pulley like that. All right, so we'll bolt in our tensioner. Not a lot of torque. Then you need a specialty tool from GM. The part number though is ALE and then an X at the end. Get on there, come on. Part number's Alex. All right, but I was trying to do this way more slick and cool, like in one shot, but okay, there we go. That's what was supposed to happen. No, not really. Get on there. Yes. My glove's stuck. Ah. Okay, that was supposed to be way cooler and a joke that the part number is Alex because I was the tool, you know? I'm literally the tool right now, aren't I? Anyway, you can do it by hand. You can. It's not that tough of a tensioner. Gosh, that was embarrassing. This is done. To finish this off, we have a sweet cover here that I kind of cleaned up. Slides in. Goes like that. With that bolted in, we can grab the world's largest upper radiator hose. Look at this thing. Put it back into place. There we are. All right, we got our cold air induction going back in. Seriously, this is getting like really cold air. They did a good job. I like it. Now let's put this ECU back in. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. We have the ECU cover. Pretty much just holds the ECU in like that. Cool. Check out our new air filter. It's red. Like I didn't do this on purpose. I just ordered one from the auto parts store and it came in red. It says it's pre-oiled. It's paper though. It says it traps 2 times the amount of dust or something. So I don't know. I don't really care either. While we're in here, we're gonna clean out this mass airflow sensor. Mass airflow sensor cleaner. It's really easy. Literally just gonna spray it in there like that. That's it. You can let this air dry or give it a little bit of compressed air to speed things up. You just serviced your mass airflow sensor. We can go ahead and install this. This is a really big throttle body, I must say. And we twist these little wing nuts on, and you have successfully replaced the air filter on your Cadillac Northstar engine. Who else has one of these? Anyone? Anyone want to get one of these? Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna get to it in this video, the full, engine detail, but that is really, really nice. All right, before we fire this thing up, let's get some coolant in it. So this thing held a ton of coolant, so we're just gonna throw a gallon of concentrate in there and then a gallon of water. Here we go, guys. Don't hit the lift arm. Let's see what she sounds like. Yeah. Cadillac key going in. Oh, fired right up. Perfect. Oh man, that is quick. Tilt and telescopic. Oh man. Yes. Oh, she's a cream puff, guys. She's a cream puff. This thing is, oh, I can't wait to drive it. All right, well, check coolant level. I mean, that's, we gotta fill it more. Hopefully that's not something I see often. That would not be good. That means probably that the head gaskets are not sealing anymore, but we're not gonna think about that right now. Let's just enjoy the moment in my Cadillac. All right, moment's over. Let's look at the coolant level. Just a little low. This system takes a ton of coolant. It's crazy. So this is just water right now because we already went with the 100%. Make that light go away. Wow, listen to this engine though, guys. That's beautiful. Yes. We definitely need to give this thing an oil change and a flush. We're gonna do the trans service. We're gonna do a fuel filter. We're gonna do all sorts of stuff. It's getting a full LFC package. I've let this thing warm up. God, I gotta say, you take out the whole head bolt situation, it's a great engine. They didn't have timing issues, none of that. We're gonna get some AMSOIL engine flush in here. You wanna let it run in there for about 15 minutes, get it nice and warm, and that's it. And then we're gonna drain it. If I could, get the oil cap off. This goes right into the crankcase. And so what this is gonna help with is cleaning out any, sludge that doesn't really apply to this. But if the engine's been sitting for a while and the lifters have bled down, it really gets in there, cleans everything out, just makes everything run smooth. It's cheap. I just do it on all the cars, basically older cars that I buy that have been sitting. I do it on everything. While this is running and warming up for our oil change, I'm gonna knock out a couple things like this right here. This is the cabin filter, which is surprisingly pretty nasty. It's not surprisingly in general because a lot of people don't even know they have these and they just sit there forever and get dirty. I'm just surprised with this car, but whatever. See how it's folded over? That's how it's supposed to be. It comes pre-cut like that. So you go like this, I guess, when you install it. Yeah, and then it's got a slot where you kind of double up right here. This new one's a little flimsy, that's for sure, but we'll get it in there. Fix up the pleats. This is as good as I can get it, guys. It's just so weak. The other one's built so much better. This thing is so flimsy. Like, get a better quality cabin filter. Like, it'll work, but not a big fan. Look, that's where the controls are. What does that say? Image, night vision on and off. You know that's staying on. Get out. Oh, yes. They have the tissue paper in here. We have a disc changer and books and stuff. Awesome. Nice pen. What is this? You can get more with Kenmore, and they give you a little plastic bag. I don't know what that is, but I like it. Okay, we got valet. Prevents access to the trunk, fuel fill, and garage door. And then you can lock this. Cool. We have some really old chargers in here. What in the world? What is this even for? Cup holders. And yeah, this has never been used. Oh, it's like new. I shouldn't try this, but I'm going to. Oh, one-touch sunroof. Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. And this headliner is perfect. Oh, it's not one touch back. Oh, I hate when they do that. Come on now. I want to be lazy both ways. Oh, that's nice. So we have all of the original books from Cadillac. This one's awesome. Every car should come with this. It teaches you literally everything with colored pictures, including how to work the night vision if equipped. If equipped. You think I'd buy one of these without it? No. Hang on, guys, just a little more geeking out. Look at how nice this is. Rear heated seat. They even give you a cover if you want to plug up your cigarette lighter. I mean, this is just mint. Oh, we have a pass-through to the trunk. Sweet. We gotta see what's in here. Whoa. Where's all this foam and stuff? These are the cup holders. What is this foam? Is that a camera? What is going on here? It's an old Kodak camera in like a custom-made foam holder or something. Like, what in the world? This is crazy. So this just has, old school film in it. Oh yeah. we can develop this. There's some people watching that probably have never seen that before, but that's what we had to use back in the day before, you know, the era of digital stuff. Do I get it developed or is that bad? I don't know if I'm gonna actually get that developed now that I think about it. Is that rude? I don't know. I'm just gonna ask the guy that sold it to me. It's his mom and dad's car. I'll just give it to him, unless he wants me to get it developed. I don't know. Find out at the end of the video. We'll either have it developed or not. Let's drain some oil. Looks like oil. It's old. Definitely old, but probably not too many miles. All right, oil filter coming down. Don't splash on me. Ah, AC Delco. Oh yeah, I had to do it. AC Delco going back on my baby. There we go. Click, click. We're gonna do a transmission service as well. Of course, there's no drain pan. Just taking out a bunch of these bolts and letting it leak. Fluid looks pretty good though. Time to make a mess. GM, come on. I'm just gonna hold it like here for a little. Okay, never mind. Broke the seal. So glad I got this massive drain pan now. Oh, that wasn't bad at all. Yeah, I didn't really get anything on the ground. I mean, a little bit, okay. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, I mean, it's a super shallow pan, you know, but fluid looks good. You know, magnets always have something on them. Okay, that's a piece of metal. And some other stuff, okay. If it ships well, we're just gonna forget about this whole thing right here, whatever we just found in here. Forget about it. There's our pan gasket, and then there's a couple of filters, one's right there, and the other one's over here. Cool. So these are kind of like screens, actually. The real trans filter is deep buried inside the transmission. You have to take like the whole thing apart. It's kind of like if you guys saw the Ford Taurus SHO series, the filter was like in the middle of the transmission, so basically not serviceable. Oh, look at this, guys. We got date codes. Yes. March 6, 2000, Shift 1 Model High. I'm not exactly sure, but the Model High could mean high output. So this is not your typical front wheel drive GM transmission that came in all the 6-cylinder cars. Those were the 4T60s. This is a 4T80. So if you guys are familiar with the 4L80 and the rear wheel drive trucks and cars, that's like the beefy one. This is the beefy front wheel drive trans. So actually a really, really good trans, more than capable for the 300 horsepower that this Northstar produces. You guys know how much I love AMSOIL, but even if you don't use AMSOIL, just use their site. It's free. I'll link it down below because they tell you all the capacities and it's so accurate. Look at this. So 4T60 total fill 15 quarts if you drain everything, and then 7.4 for initial fill. And it says remove drain plug in the case after pan removal. I had no idea there was some other drain plug in here, but there is. And it's right there. And that's actually gonna release a bunch more fluid. So we have to take out this 10 and maybe this one just to get the harness out of the way. Yeah, that should do it. Cool. So this hidden drain plug is an 11 mil. Let's see what comes out of here. Oh yeah. Whew. I bet you when a lot of people service these transmissions, they forget about that if you don't know. It's gonna end up being more fluid than we dropped out of that little pan. All right, she's done draining out. I'll get this little plug back in. All right, I'll tighten this thing up. New filters going in. There are seals that go right in here, so make sure the old one popped out. And we just push it in like that. These are different, but very obvious which one goes where. There we are. Sweet. Remember how bad the cabin filter quality was? This is our new trans pan gasket. I put a few bolts in here to hold it, otherwise it's this floppy mess. This is the original. It's got like steel in it and human hair, like red human hair. It's kind of weird. But yeah, quality's just gone downhill. I made it. Okay, here we go. Goodbye, 4T80. This thing's ready for all sorts of drag racing against other old guys at stoplights and Buicks. God, that'd be so cool if I pull up next to an old man in like a LeSabre. Technically, I'm like better than a LeSabre. Be like, what do you got there? A V6? What is this, the 80s? Back in my day, we only drove V8s. What do you guys think is a modern day old person car? Like these obviously were back in its day, but now everything's kind of the same. It'd have to be Cadillac and Lincoln still. What do you buy, a CT6 or something? It's gonna ride just like a CTS and all the other ones. At least this had just such a difference to it. It's just like floating on a cloud. These are tiny bolts, just going around with the quarter drive. This is great. There is a trans dipstick right here for these front wheel drive transmissions. So we can just pour the fluid in and then check the level. Did I make it? I made it. I didn't spill my valve cover. I totally have another funnel too. I don't know why I'm risking it right now, but you know, when you drive a DTS, you live life on the edge. DTS. All right, we did our initial 7.4 and we're looking good. We're looking good. So it's cold and then this is hot and it's just warming up right now. So that's gonna be good. It'll get right into the middle of that right there. I think we are done under the hood, unless my head gaskets are bad, but we're gonna go on our maiden voyage and really get this engine nice and warm, and then I'll show you guys how to do the combustion gases check. And we'll also see if this engine overheats on the road. So far, no signs of bad head gaskets. Okay, we're bringing this over to Jason at the bays, and they're gonna clean it up for me. Probably clean up under here too, but I can't help myself, just can't. Okay, just one more thing. Okay. I'm done. This is so cool. Almost forgot. We have this gigantic thing. Sweet. Gonna be gentle around this sticker. Okay. Seriously, I'm done. Jason's totally gonna clean all this stuff anyway. I called up Jason and I was like, hey, can you clean up my Caddy? Just give it like just a nice cleaning and like a one-stage buff. I'm like, I always do this stuff myself, and it takes me a long time. And I'm like, I just want to drop something off and just have it be done, like for once in my life, and especially in their awesome facility with the lights and everything. I just want them to clean it, and then I come back and you guys will be with me and we'll just kind of like see it for the first time, like, oh, like all minted out. That's what I'm doing. Well, hang on a second. Gotta clean up my night vision camera, guys. How would I even be able to drive at night? Jeez. Hang on, if Jason's gonna be cleaning under here at all, I gotta give him new shocks. These are bad. And they're bad in like the worst way, where it holds the hood up and you think you're fine. Ow, and then you poke yourself in the finger with your pick. But you think you're fine, and then 5 minutes later, it just randomly slams on your head. It's no good. I don't want that to happen to Jason's head. And yes, I'm probably bleeding through his glove, but if you just leave the glove on and you can't see it, are you really bleeding? No, you're not. Okay. This one, I'll do the other one, and then we got wipers, and we're out of here. Shocks are done, and we are gonna replace this right now since it's cracked on both sides. And I think I found the last one ever on eBay. There's literally just one, but this is specifically for the night vision grille. And look at this, it comes with these cool little Hannibal Lecter, lines in here that mine doesn't. I don't know if that's like a year thing or whatever, but anyway, we're gonna swap this whole thing. And this was actually brand new in the GM box. It's just got a few little nicks in it, but it is what it is. I way overpaid for it. This is easy. Just loosened up a couple bolts. Comes with its own subframe connectors too. New grille going on. There we are. Yes, yes. Got this thing all bolted back in. Oh, these are so cool. That's gonna bother me. We're gonna have to fix that eventually, but this is awesome. I found this on eBay as well in the factory color. So this is the plate filler, if you don't wanna run a front plate, which I definitely do not want to do. I know, I live in a state where you're supposed to have a front plate. I don't care. I mean, I do care. I follow the law. I do run a front plate. I'm just kidding. This is just for show. Who would do that? This is just for the show. Yes, that looks so much better for car shows and stuff, Wow. Hang on, before we put the spare tire in the trunk back together, I love my sound deadening material stuff that you can get off Amazon for like 40 bucks a box. But normally I would cover this entire area. That's what I do inside of cars, but this isn't as important. It's in the trunk. So we're just gonna do a few squares. There we go. And from what I've read on the internet, you only need to cover about 30% of the panel to get the sound deadening. So basically, if there was a noise here, it would be absorbed by that one. So I'll do a few of these and we'll be good. It is the trunk. No one is normally supposed to be back here. Here it is all complete. I ended up using 2 squares. So this is fully sound deadened. Is that spelled deadened? Yeah. People in the trunk, sound deadening. I don't know. There's just a lot. It's a Cadillac, Next up, we have new shocks. So this does have the air shocks in the back. That's what we're gonna be replacing it with. These were about $200 each. So kind of pricey, but it's a DTS. Gotta do what you gotta do. So we're back in the trunk. This is the top of the shock. We have to remove this air hose connection. So it's got a clip. There we are. A little bit of air. I've disconnected our electrical connectors, and it's 2 10s on the bottom. And I should be able to pull this thing right out. Oh yeah, just gotta compress it. Oh man. This thing was rough. Kind of sounded cool. This thing was very, very rough. Yeah, definitely needed to be replaced. So we have to swap this top hat here, but basically we are deleting the constantly variable road sensing suspension. That's this thing right here, but we're retaining the air ride. So this has a system that's sort of like early magnetic ride control, but like way more primitive. I don't know how much it really does or matters on a car like this. I just want a nice, smooth, floaty ride. So we're gonna get that by eliminating this, but you can't find the factory shocks anymore. Like they don't exist. And if people are selling them used, they're like insane. They're asking like $500 to $1,000 each. I don't care about the system that much. But anyway, let's remove this top hat. Of course, I can't get this all the way with the gun. So you gotta get a T30 in there and you're 15 and do one of these. You know, for the money, they should just give you a new one of these. There we are. Okay, so we got this off. Take this off, install it here. They give you a new one of these guys, which is completely unnecessary, but I'll take it. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna hold this shock in like that. And then I gotta get one of the nuts on up top. Hello, Cadillac. I threaded the nuts on, and now we can tighten them up. We can go all the way up top here. We have covers for the shocks, and it has out written here with an arrow. It's pretty neat. So you know which way it faces, like that. With the shock bolted up from up top, we can pull it down. You wanna do this before you connect your air line. Look at all that. Ooh, it's gotta go down a lot. Almost. Oh, so close. Maybe the bolts will reach, and we can kind of slowly draw this in. Oh yeah, it's threading. Sweet. So oddly enough, the instructions don't tell you exactly where to put this. They give you 2 self-tappers. So I'm assuming they want you just to like drill it into the control arm or something. I don't really want to drill anything. I removed the nut from this brake line bracket. This slides right over. All right, let's tighten this thing back up. Oh yeah, that's not moving. Perfect. All right, wiring is zip tied away. This is tight. And we just have to install our air line now. There we go, and our clip. Cool. All right, shocks are done. Yeah, this looks a lot better than this, but I'm actually going to hang on to these just in case I can get them rebuilt because they are impossible to find. Since we gave it new shocks, we should take a look at the brakes, which I already did. And all the brakes look fantastic, except these front pads are getting a little bit low. But check this out. These, I think, are the original rotors. They're in perfect condition with no lip whatsoever. And look at that. This is why I think they're the original rotors. No one ever puts these back. This writing here looks factory. So I don't know, kind of cool, but also 65,000 miles. It just goes to show that if you are very, very easy on your brakes, your rotors can last a very long time. I'm not swapping them out. I want my original rotors. Just gonna do a pad slap. Is this the first time? Oh man, I think it is. I think this is all factory. Caliper coming off possibly for the first time ever. There we are, beautiful. They're not horrible. We could have kept going, probably, well, I don't know. Yeah, they got low, they're low. Surprisingly, our new pads did not come with new hardware. Thought they would have, but that's okay because our hardware is in excellent condition. We'll just clean it up a little. All right, we got to crank down on the piston here. So we have our tool to compress it and you just twist it like this. I was gonna say they're single piston, but they're pretty large pistons, I guess. I'm not sure how much a DTS DeVille weighs, but it's front wheel drive, so I know it's a big Cadillac and it should weigh a lot, but I bet you this just weighs like really low 4,000s, which is pretty standard today for like anything. Cars are heavy now. Get some grease here on the brake pads in the middle where that big piston hits right there. Slide it in. Cool. Actually, I didn't aim properly here on this. This is where the piston hits right there, right there. Okay, calipers on. Definitely lubricate your brake caliper pins, very important. Tighten up our caliper bolts. Always tighten your caliper bolts by hand, so that is done. Brakes are done, gotta do the other side though, but I removed this from the rotor because I wanna try something. Something tasteful, a modification if you will, and that is a 5mm wheel spacer. Like that. And then we're putting this guy right back. Nice and factory-like. Bam. I absolutely love these factory DTS wheels. I wouldn't change them ever. They look so good. But I just want them out a little bit, because the ride height on this thing, I'm not gonna mess with either, but it's not that bad. It's not lifted or anything. Look at these tires. It's got really good tires, everything. All right, so 5mm is not a lot, so we don't need to do the studs. I didn't want to go crazy here, just a little bit. Probably won't even notice this, to be honest with you, but maybe you will. All right, so these are hub-centric spacers, so they are specifically made for the DTS. I found one place that makes spacers for this thing, so these are proper, and I think this is gonna look better. Oh yeah. God, I can't wait to clean this. All right, you guys have seen me do a brake flush a million times, but look what came out of there. It is gross. Oh my gosh, yeah. I cleaned up the nasty reservoir as well. The cap sticker's a little faded, but we'll call that patina. You know we gotta do a fuel filter on the old DTS. Knows how old this thing is. Whenever you do a fuel pump, it's a good idea to knock this out. And in this case, they're like, I don't know, $7 or something. There we go. So easy. And we get to clean our floor. Yay. AC Delco, yes. Should I keep this thing? Is this original? Can't be original, right? Probably not. Made in the USA. When AC Delco was made in the USA. I'm probably gonna keep this. Oh yeah, no, she's dirty. Yeah, this might be original, guys. You see that? Wow, this thing has been filtering for, well, 2.5 decades. Look at that. That's what was in the fuel filter. Wow. It's so satisfying to replace stuff like this. Like, we're making a difference. Now we're going to Made in China. New fuel filter going in, and I replaced the O-ring, although this new fuel filter didn't give me a new O-ring, which is kind of crazy, but we're gonna replace it. And this one's made in China, but if you go like this, it's not anymore. See? Now it's paint matched something. You know, we're using a line wrench here, so this nut looks perfect, untouched. Got a smudge on my car. No way. Get out of here. It's DTS. All right, guys, we're ready to go here. Let's start this thing up. That sounds weird. Are you starting this at the exact same time as my DTS?
Yes.
I don't know what to say.
I just want to hear the import sound.
That's not a DTS. That's a GSX.
And DSM.
DSM. And we're gonna go visit the GTR and swap it out for the DTS.
OMG.
Max is backing out in the old Eclipse, and I'm pulling forward in the old DTS. It went into drive really nicely. Yeah, gosh, this is such a comfy car. And I've driven it a grand total of like 10 feet. Don't hit Hellcat. We're hitting the road. Oh, hang on. There's a 6-disc CD changer in here, and I did get it to pop out. I haven't looked at them yet though. Let's see what they are. Max! I think it's a full deck here.
And who owned this?
Who do you think owned this? It's either Alex or a 95-year-old lady.
So it's gonna be,
Or-
so it's obviously a cool guy. So there's gonna be like Led Zeppelin. There's probably not Led Zeppelin in there.
No, I'm going Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra.
That's a good, oh, okay. I see what you're doing there. I'm gonna say
Alright.
the Beatles
Okay, that's a good one. Let's see.
or the Eagles.
We got Yanni. Didn't see
close.
that. Yep.
No, Liza Minnelli.
Yanni.
Yanni.
More Yanni. Okay, I'm gonna guess the other ones are Yanni. Watch, it's like Linkin Park. All right, here we go. Oh, we got Kenny G.
What?
Pink Floyd.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
cool. What is this? Echoes, the best of Pink Floyd. Okay, Yanni and Pink Floyd, guys. Did not see that coming, but these CDs are like in mint condition. Definitely don't need to put toothpaste and stick them in a toilet bowl.
I'm from the era where we had to clean seeds with toothpaste.
With toothpaste?
Yeah, you put toothpaste on it, and then supposedly you're supposed to hold it in the toilet when you flush it, and it'll like spin all the toothpaste off, but it like fixes.
All right, well, I know what I'm listening to. Yanni! Dude, do you know any Yannis? I've heard of Yanni as like kind of a meme / joke, but like,
Yanni and Laurel.
I don't know who
Right?
Yanni, I don't
Isn't
know
that the meme?
what kind of Yanni,
Yanni and Laurel.
what kind of music is Yanni?
Makes you Yanni? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't even gone anywhere. And, oh, it's back to the middle. This was creeping a little bit that way. Not in a good way. I would imagine they have this just running right in the middle. And check gas cap is on. I checked it, it's fine. It could be old. But anyway, let's pop the hood. I can't believe we're even looking at coolant stuff before we even leave the parking lot. Good hood shocks. It's nice. Coolant level's good. Sounds good. Water pump spinning. Our engine fans are not on. I don't know. Let's hit the road, guys. Let's hit the road. All right, guys. Here we go. Our first left. Shift. Oh, it shifted. So we're in 2. All right, there's 3. It's only got 4. Got 1 more to do, buddy. There we go. Sweet. But a check gas cap light. Whatever. I'll take it. If you're gonna leave one thing broken on your Northstar, because you always should, so that other things don't break, it should be the gas cap light. It's a good light to have. Wow, she is smooth though. Alignment is perfect. Feels great. Rides so nice. Oh, I wish you guys could be here, like in the back seat or the front seat. They're all comfy, but it's just so nice. Mother left. We're gonna be getting on the highway here. It's like quarter throttle. It's smooth. Whew. Come on, baby. Oh, it's nice. Beautiful shifts. Who's telling me ice is possible right now? 53 miles of range for a half tank. That's really bad. We've been idling it though. There we go. Trans life 100%. Engine 100%. Battery volt's good. Lap timer. We're doing 80. I mean the legal speed limit right now, and it's great. I mean it is. Wow. This is definitely a highway cruiser, as you could imagine. Okay, I'm feeling good, guys. This is like one of the nicest like old cars I've ever bought. Yeah, we got a little vibration here. I mean, the tires are old. You know, they're like 10 years old or something. Yeah, a little bit of vibration. All right, probably need to balance our new tires. No big deal. Let's go to Jason's. Let's get this thing cleaned up and looking mint. Driven about 15 miles and I've learned that this thing definitely has a shake, but it rides beautifully. Just perfect. It hasn't overheated or anything. No check engine light, nothing. So the car is good. I've also learned like what Yanni music is like. And it kind of sounds like music you'd hear in like a Disney movie, sort of. I don't believe there's any singing at all. And I did a quick search. Yanni is Greek, you know, sounds Greek. Although I'm sure a lot of Greek people listen to Yanni. He's definitely worldwide. Like everybody listens to Yanni. He's played at the Sphinx and all sorts of other really cool places. So Yanni's, he's doing it. He's doing it big time. I got to give it to him. I could also see someone like remixing Yanni into like some EDM music or something. That had to have been done. He's been sampled. Look who's coming for some. Is that a white Hellcat? Ooh, no, it's a GT. Lucky's not a Hellcat. I would have taken him down. GTs are just, they're too easy for the DTS. We made it, guys. We made it to the bays. Look at this. What are the chances? Seriously, there is another white DTS. That's a newer one though. That's when they got rid of the DeVille and just called them DTS. They got rid of the night vision too. But actually that's not at the bays. This is the bays. That's at some other business. Here we are. We're at the bays. Car Supplies Warehouse.
What's going on, Grandpa?
Howdy, young buck.
What's up?
Here she is, man.
Nice.
That's what I've been telling you about.
She's a beaut, Clark.
Right? It's a little dirty though, so it's perfect for the bays because now they are full service.
Yes.
So you guys have seen me here a bunch of times. This is where you can rent out a bay to clean and detail your car, but now they're gonna be taking down this fence right here, and there's gonna be guys like Jason and probably Jason. Detailing, tinting, PPFing.
All in, we're gonna open it up. We got a lot more space here. We're gonna do it all.
Awesome, awesome. So speaking of doing it all, I already told the viewers this, Jason, but I rarely don't do everything myself. I mean, obviously you guys help me with detailing, but I don't wanna clean this. I wanna just, because you have the best lighting and the best like showroom, I just wanna walk back in here a couple days from now, and it's just like gleaming and perfect. So I figured.
Came to the right spot.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So the general cleanup then, polish it out?
Yeah, if you could do a one stage, I'm kind of doing this backwards in the sense that I know there's a couple scuffs.
Okay.
But I don't know exactly what is like bad to where it needs to be painted. So if you could do a one stage on the whole thing, then I'll get a good view. And what I'm talking about here are some color transfer scuffs, like this one on the hood. We have some on the bumper, and then on the deck lid, it looks like they put like some boxes there, so there's some scratches. And I would like to refrain from painting stuff on this car because it's the tri-coat pearl and it's just tough to match. So if you guys can work your magic on it, that would be awesome. So.
Sounds good.
Cool, thanks man. All right, we're gonna do the head gasket check. It didn't overheat or anything. It's been sitting for about a half hour. No pressure in the system. Don't open your coolant cap if your hoses are still hard from pressure. Mine are not. So we can open this. All right, and we have a block tester, and this is going to check for combustion gases in the cooling system. So if it had a bad head gasket, the combustion gases would get into the cooling system, and we're gonna use this magical blue fluid, and we're gonna pour it in our tester up to the fill line. And basically we want this to stay blue. If it turns yellow, that's bad. All right, so we're gonna put this here. We're gonna push down so it seals, and then this has a check valve. Here we go, here we go. So we're just gonna suck in some of the air in the coolant reservoir. And if there was combustion gases in there, it would turn yellow. Yeah, this is good, guys. So you can see this fluid is not changing at all. And if you have your engine up to operating temperature and you do this like, you know, maybe 10 pumps, it'll start to change if there's anything in there. Also, it didn't overheat. There was no mixing of the coolant and the oil. There were basically no signs of a bad head gasket with this Northstar, which is a year 2000 Northstar. They didn't fix really any of this till I think around 2005, 6, something like that. They made a revision to the block, and then they only ran the Northstar for a few more years. So it's like they did this so late in the game, it's crazy. But mine is good currently, and I don't think that the oil manifold, which is how the block is split in half, is leaking either. So this one's good. For now. It's the next day. I'm back at the bays. It's sunny, but it's nasty out. It's been snowing, but yeah, this is what the frozen auto looks like, or flooderado, or whatever you want to call it. I'm still rocking the floodline. But anyway, Jason said the DTS is done. So let's go take a look. This place is amazing, but there are LegitStreetCars on the TV right now. What's up with that? I'm sure they'll make up for it with the DTS. Let's take a look. Oh, here it is. Oh man, it's like I'm picking it up from the dealer.
Look, oh, you're gonna love this.
Dude, are you kidding me? Oh, how did this come out? What? It like all came out.
I know.
No way.
It wasn't me. It was him. It was Gerardo.
Gerardo.
Yes.
Thanks, man. It looks awesome. Dude, it's like brand new.
I know.
All right, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Like whenever I work on my own car, which is like literally all the time, you know, I see it in little stages. So it you know, sometimes the wow factor isn't there. That's why this time I wanted some wow factor. I just wanted to be a normal person and drop off the keys and just say, you know, clean it up or do something. I don't know. And man, did they do something. Look at that. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is great, guys. This is great. And I like the 5mm spacers. Didn't really like change much, so you really can't tell, but it is a little bit more flush. I mean, that's as much as I want. I don't want to look like too crazy modern, but seriously, are you kidding? What do you guys think about leaving the halogen bulbs, by the way? Because I've been debating, do I get like LEDs, or are the halogens kind of just more period correct because they aren't projectors? So I don't know, I'm thinking, probably just leave it. These are the best wheels. I love these things. They look so cool. I think this is awesome too. When you turn, it lights up. What do you think? What tint do you think this is? They were tinted, by the way, 25 years ago. We found the sticker in the glove box. What level is this?
This is actually Lumar Formula One. That's their top tier tint, and this is probably like a 50%.
Okay.
You know, it's really light, but
yeah.
I mean, it's still on there. It's not peeling off.
I can't believe it.
Looks great.
Yeah. That's like stuff you guys sell, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Before I even found this DTS, I'm like, whatever DTS I get, I wanted it to be pearl white just like this, and I'm like, I gotta tint the window, so I was gonna come here to get them tinted, but they're still looking pretty good. All of the scratches on the trunk lid and on the bumper are gone. Remember, we had the scuffs on the bumper, and now they are totally gone. This thing is mint, so I don't have to do any paint work to the rear bumper or this entire trunk, which is huge, guys. It would have been very, very expensive. I mean, this thing is a total time capsule. I love it. The hood also had some scratches on it, and they are all gone. These guys did a fantastic job. Look at these headlights. These are original. I checked the part numbers. So at this point, I know exactly what I need to make this thing like 100% mint. You guys are looking at it right now. We just have this, and on the bottom of the bumper, we have that, but that's it. That is it. So I'll get the entire front bumper resprayed. I'm gonna bring O'Hare Auto Body the entire car though, so they can match this perfectly. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, it already is awesome. And it's mechanically sorted at the moment. The head gaskets are, you know, fingers crossed, doing their thing. I cannot wait to try that. Oh my gosh, they cleaned up the interior. Wow. I mean, these seats, guys, they are as comfortable as they look. Jason, have you sat in this thing?
No.
Oh,
Is
you want to do it? You want to do it? I'll come with you.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't it?
I love it when you're like, you feel like you're sitting in a recliner.
Yeah.
Driving down the road. And you got just like the smooth up and down.
Yeah, it's not only the seats, it's like the suspension and everything is exactly what you think. Yes. It is perfect. Yes. But wow, look at this. They cleaned everything.
We found this in there. I don't know if that was yours or if
oh,
this was
yes,
like...
the infamous camera. Yep. We did find that earlier in the video. I am going to send it back to the owner. I'm not going to develop this guy's camera. I already messaged him and he gave me a good shipping address because, you know, they were moving out of the house when I bought this thing. So yeah, I'm sending the camera back. That's it. Look at the wood grain too. Just like no cracks and nothing. This is definitely an old lady car. Oh, it's so nice and clean. I love it. All the buttons look brand new. None of the white is wiped off. So I'm leaving the DTS here because it is nasty outside. I'm gonna destroy it within just a block of driving with all the salt. It's not touching this car. We turned off as many lights as we could. These are linked to like the security system. But anyway, I'm gonna pull it into there. It's darker and I'm hoping we can just see the night vision because supposedly it's just gotta be really dark outside, which makes sense. All right guys, you can't see anything. I'm trying my best though. Covered up the windshield. Let's see if that does it. Oh, there it is. That's the screen. Hold on, I'm gonna move it up and down, I think. Oh no, okay, so that's the brightness. Bam, this works. And I can move it. Sorry, I know the video quality is not the best, but it's dark. Yes. Okay, now I just need someone in front of the camera. And Jason's in a meeting. All right, even though they're watching Matt Armstrong in here, I gotta ask, can I borrow you for a minute?
Yeah, of course, for what?
I just need you to place yourself in front of a, heat sensing night vision camera.
All right.
It's totally normal. So all you have to do is maybe just wave your hand in here. You could even smile to the camera, whatever. We need someone in there. All right, here we go. Okay. She's in front of the camera. Oh, there we go. There's the hand. Oh, hey, it's working. Can you do it from like a couple feet away?
Yeah. That's good?
Yeah, that's good. Is that your hand?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, hold on. Hold your hand like steady in front of it. Like not right in front of it, but.
Like right here?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, there it is. That's a hand. All right, guys, I know this is not super impressive right now, but it's supposed to be like long range, you know, to pick up, you know, here, I'll pop up some pictures from the internet of what this is supposed to look like. It's gonna look like that. I just can't drive the car right now because you saw outside, it's just covered in salt and snow. I wanted to get some roller shots on the highway to really show you this thing just cruising down, but this is the life of a YouTuber in Chicago. Like, it's honestly, man, I hope Jason's okay with this. It's probably gonna be stuck here for like a month before I feel comfortable driving this on the road. It's so cherry underneath. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, thanks. Everybody at the Bays is awesome. You guys gotta check this place out. Give your car a rinse off from all of this salt, that is for sure, and you're in like the best facility for it. All right, guys, one last look at this beauty for now. Here's some B-roll that I took. It was so hard to capture every angle. It just looks good. And no matter where you look at this car, it has no dents in it whatsoever. I mean, the paint now is almost perfect outside of the front bumper. The wheels look fantastic. I do think I'm gonna replace these tires. They're very old, but this is my dream spec DTS. I seriously cannot believe that this one is mine. It is perfect in every way. And it took me about 3 years to find one. I'm just so grateful that I did, and it wasn't even that far. So yeah, honestly, I don't know if there's any meat on the bone left for a car like this. This is just a dream car of mine. You guys know I don't really follow YouTube trends. I just simply buy what I'm truly into, you know, hence a DeVille on YouTube. Like, you know, it's not the most popular car in the world of social media, but I don't know what else is left on this unless it breaks, and it is a Northstar, so it is very possible. But as of right now, I definitely plan on keeping this thing. This is by far the best $4,200 that I've ever spent on a car, and provided that it is really mechanically sorted and the engine is good and everything, it was a fantastic deal because it honestly didn't need that much in parts. So I'm sure you guys will see the DeVille again on the channel, and if you want to see a ton of pictures of this car and my entire fleet, I post up on Instagram and Facebook like all the time. Now I try to post like every day, so if you guys want quick little updates, I even do short videos on there as well. I just don't want to bombard the main channel with that stuff. You guys don't want that here. Look over to Instagram and Facebook to keep updated and see a ton of really cool pictures of the DTS. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, share the video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if for some crazy reason you haven't already. I mean, we got 2,000 DeVilles going on over here. It's a little button down there. It's totally free and it really helps me out. But most importantly, have a fantastic day, and I'll see all of you in the next video. You guys don't know how much it pains me that I have to leave now without this. I mean, I love my Silverado, but man, seriously, this is like, it's gonna be Christmas every single morning I wake up. I'm gonna check the weather, make sure it's rained a few times and all that kind of good stuff, but man, it'll be here for a while. This stinks, but it's also awesome that Jason is such a great friend to let me use the garage. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Mic check, mic check, mic check. What was that moisturizer called? Like butter something? Is it cocoa shea butter? I'm getting gas in the van. Okay, and if you can look past, and I'm checking out the DTS on the trailer. If you can, and I'm checking out the DTS on the trailer. Nice and sound, detoned. All right, guys, I ended up having to loosen up the sway bar, and that gave me like all the world. The world? Give me the world. This is one of those tools. Do you guys have a drawer of specialty tools that you've only used once, but they were, does anyone else have a drawer of specialty tools that you only use? Does anyone else have a drawer of specialty tools? All right, so I got these finger tight. I got these finger tight. I threaded the nuts on. I removed the nut here. I removed the nut from this brake. I removed this. All right, we'll get some grease here on the calipers. What do you guys think is a modern day old car person? Or hold on, old person car, yeah. Wow, look at that shot right there. Now it's swooping down. A professional camera rig here. Totally not holding a cell phone. This is a movie. Right now, that's what you're seeing. Here's another professional movie rig shot. There's a little break in my halls right there. Oh man, this car is the best. Look at this car, are you kidding me? What? How is this mine? I don't believe it. I just don't. Pearl white DTS, perfect spec ever. Chrome rims, sunroof up there. Just insanity. Insanity. DTS. Like, how can there be no dents? Like, nothing. It's insane. I'm gonna be driving this. God, I wish it wasn't snowing out right now.